Well guys, we're back with the all-wheel drive S10, finding all the weak points. Laz, you're gonna tear this thing apart, and we believe that we have a pretty big rattling in the transfer case here. All right, I hear we have news. Oh no!
Not a quick and easy.
No! That was not, we were hoping for this to be our fusible link. Dang it. That's a crying shame. That one's going to be much more expensive.
Yeah. One of those laid on the floor we can slap in.
Dang it.
Now, is that a hardened shaft or stop?
I thought that was a hardened shaft. Man, we're going to have to make a call and find out what's up with that. That is way worse than I was hoping for. I was like, well, maybe it's... Nah, it couldn't be.
It'll be down just not a few hours anymore.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, at the very least, it will it'll force us.
It'll allow us time to modify this.
Yep. Yep. Well, we got some forced downtime coming up here. Hey, Georgie, thought.
You did good.
We're gonna have a problem with.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Our bowl pattern's gonna fall like right in here.
Yeah. Do we got enough meat right there? Yeah, maybe.
It's gonna be close.
Thread right into that thing. Dang, that's a bummer.
Indeed it is. Yeah, it's kind of funny, like when you think about it, that is a good long length there without like some sort of
Support.
yeah.
It's the first thing Josh said. It doesn't have a carrier bearing.
That makes me very sad.
This thing's making torque.
Yeah.
It broke it real good.
That is not what I was expecting to break.
Yeah, me either. I was like, surely it's the transfer case. Gotta be the transfer case.
Slipping then gripping.
I was like, yeah. Making a whole lot of clatter by the transfer case. Yeah.
Well, the slide hammer there. Yeah, might have to.
Oh man, that's a keeper. Oh, look at that. Even diagonals all the way through. Maybe not.
It's like straight gear to mush gear. It's that high-tech stuff.
Dang, man. Wow, dude. That is a sad transmission.
Good show.
Well, we're going to be calling RPM to see what we can figure out about that. Have to get her out of there stat. Maybe not.
I was hoping we were never going to have to pull this transmission.
Yeah, we'll be able to figure out a quick swap of how we can change transmissions. Hopefully we don't have to have one on the bench ever again. Have a backup.
So automatic in it for the meantime.
No.
Power glide?
Not allowed to cuss on YouTube, Laz.
All right, so guys, have you ever seen a C6 or a C5 launch at the track and it does something very much like what we did? That's pretty much because it does what we've done here. Just like in the back of a C6 or a C5, I've seen them shock the rear and either grenade the diff, or, well, when they grenade the diff, oftentimes this can be the culprit because this breaks within the diff and some stuff gets scattered. I mean, I've seen all sorts of things with wheel hop, breaking diffs. Oh man, it's a sad story.
We got more weight that we're trying to push.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's a little more. Josh, you got this, right?
I'll give it a shot.
Just don't launch it again like that. All right, it's a little cold. It's getting a little breezy here.
That's a
Cute?
robe you have
Yeah.
there.
All right. Well, it's getting a little windy and I'm getting a little cold here. So, decided to put on the Santa thing. It was the closest thing around. But Laz, we've got a couple of other problems that we're fighting through. All right, so we just got our watt box right there and we have a problem. So, we do not have a clutch switch and it is imperative that we have a clutch switch there. So we were talking about a couple different methodologies of how we can be able to get this thing to work. So we don't have one in the factory wiring harness of what we were going to run. I basically just killed it in the tune, but we do need to be able to have a clutch stop. So if we do a clutch stop and we do a momentary switch, very much what Laz has right there, we can trigger our watt box. If we're triggering our watt box, we're able to kill timing for that instant and we can have boost in between the gears and we can still be able to, I need to be able to blow fireballs and leave on boost. If you guys have seen our ATSV, that's really one of our big secrets of how we made that thing go fast, is we were able to finally leave on boost. I couldn't at the time. All right, so at the time of me running the ATSV, I couldn't get the factory launch control to work right. But once we put the watt box on there, it really did. We were able to leave on 5 or 6 pounds of boost. The 60 foots came down, and thus we were able to set a record with that car. So even though we didn't have our watt box here today, we blew our tranny. So we need more power anyway, though. We can't have a twin turbo car and not be able to leave on boost. So that is something that is absolutely imperative to what we need to be able to do. And thus we're going to start this, but we're trying to engineer a method on how we can do this.
We also want a pedal stop on there too at the same time.
So we can have a pedal stop that hits a certain spot, but at the same time it is triggering our watt box to be able to cut that ignition timing and be able to still have boost in between the gears. Because one of the biggest flaws of a manual turbo car is dropping boost in between the gears. Okay, so this would be a much easier thing to adjust because we needed to know exactly where our engagement was. However, now that the fact that we have a broken transmission changes things a little bit. So what we're gonna have to do is get underneath the car, check where the clutch engagement is, of which we were just talking about wanting to address that. But once the shaft starts to move, we'll know where our engagement point is. We do want to be able to put that more towards the middle because the engagement is all the way up at the top.
Our drive shaft is not really supposed to look like an hourglass right there.
So guys, we're back here with the S10. The transmission, as you notice, is gone. We got that shipped back to RPM. So we got a lot of loose ends that we need to tie up here. Just, you were talking about not too happy with the way that looks. Few little things.
Yeah, looking good on the inside, but we couldn't get underneath it at the same time.
Yep.
Which now we're able to. So we're gonna put some support brackets in for some seat mounts and clean up a lot of this rough edge and cut out some, and just a lot of cleaning up, making it look good. We got the rear brake lines. We need to run all the AWD clamps or the P clamps.
Yeah, we don't want that like rubbing a hole in nothing.
And we had to cut zip ties that was mounted on to be able to pull the cross member and stuff. So a lot of cleanup time now, which we got a little bit of downtime, so we can do.
Yeah. Now, one of the other big things of what we had a concern with is we're still somewhat at a crossroads on the transfer case, but of the transfer case that we have, if we're going to run this one for dynoing and doing shenanigans and what have you, that's going to be the NP261, which is what we do have. So you've got a tail shaft, or no, you've got an adapter that goes from the 6 to the 5. So let's see what we got here. So the LOJ uses the 5 bolt right there and has 3 different bolts such that we can clock it so that the transfer case has good ground clearance and so on and so forth. Now, so we've got a 6-bolt adapter. This goes to the front of the transfer case there, and it is a little bit closer. So we're going to have to figure out where we're going to go there. And Laz, you were telling me a little earlier what we're... Yeah, how would we address that? So we thought about, hey, should we just thread it? And they're like, the aluminum's gonna be a little soft, so.
Yeah, we're gonna run it in and out a few times, changing transfer cases. Where this was 3 bolted before, Jeremy, if you look at the back side here, there's not a whole lot of room for the head of the bolt to go closer on a small radius or diameter. We're just gonna do nut certs.
A big cert?
Time cert.
Time cert, okay. So it's like nut cert is the small, time cert's the medium, and the big cert is the biggins. Is that right?
That's when everything else fails.
Okay.
And they're interesting. They have a pin that shoves out the side of them and goes into the material.
Yeah, we've definitely gone all the way through that gamut before on, what was it, a cylinder head bolt or something like that? I don't know, we've had a couple things that we've had some crazy issues on.
We're gonna take this over to the machine shop and put it in a lathe.
I'm gonna make them nice and perfect instead of us just doing it by hand. Got a friend that has that. He'll be able to hook us up.
Oh, why did we ever use a sawzall on the inside? This thing's ripping through.
Yeah, just got a little bit of that right in my, hit the corner of my eye. Woo!
Where's your eye protection?
Woo! Yeah, dude. Talk about eye protection. We need some ear protection. So speaking of ear protection, I wanted to say a major thank you to a friend of ours, Ryan, who sent these in. Heck yeah! It's like a candy dispenser. Freaking sweet! Look at that. Got some earplugs ready to rock. Laz, you sure you don't want some earplugs? That's so stupid loud.
Yeah, since Ryan sent some.
Yeah. And on another note, that is a 6x10 flag, and it is freaking awesome. Apparently, I hung it up backwards. Forgive my ignorance, but we've had this for a long time. Somebody sent it in, and we finally had the chance to put it up. Love the way it looks. That's really, really cool. All right, I'm feeling a little rambunctious. I really want to take the smart car out for a little ride. So, what better to do it? We're gonna go around, go get this dropped off to Dependable, get that taken care of, and we're gonna go over to our buddy Tom Argues and get those pieces made.
Seen these in the videos for how long now?
Yeah, I'm so tired of looking at the cardboard. I want to see that in some finished aluminum. I think it's gonna be pretty sick. Now he says he does not have a bead roller, so he's like, but we can cut them for you. We can do whatever. So let's make it happen, man. I really like to see that with the well, I kind of wanted to. If we dimple dye it, I think we'll be alright.
That's gonna mess with airflow though?
Not really.
There
Not
you
really.
go, off of.
I think it'll be a little stronger with a dimple dye.
Definitely be stronger.
Yeah. Well, let's go get that taken care of. Picked a fine day. Take this marker out, start using it as what it was intended for. Going down the road, gonna get all this stuff taken care of here. It decided to start raining. It's what a day for a convertible that we cannot convert anymore. By the way, we got our snorkel there. Gotta love that intake noise. Desperate times, desperate measures. I think we're good. We're good. Don't lose the template though. Don't lose the template. As I no longer have a convertible top that works, I might want to just nose this in. Is that all right? It's good. All right, so guys, we're over at Tom Argue Design here, and that is the big boy right there. We don't have that. I definitely want to get one day here, but wow. And Tom is definitely more proficient than we are. So make some really freaking awesome stuff at this shop. Helped a couple with the builds that you got, and you got some pretty neat stuff looking around here. Let's take a look. So freaking cool. So guys, this is a Kubota tractor engine in a 1950 Willys. So this thing's supposed to make a whole bunch more torque. Pretty simple, mechanical injection. Hell yeah. She ought to scoot. And this thing can't weigh that much.
No.
I think you often forget how light that actually has got to be. Man, I remember being like 7 years old or something, and this was my favorite car when I was a kid. And my kids really like it now, but man, for me this is honestly my favorite car growing up. Pretty neat to see one. Got some Fasterproms parts on there. Sweet. He's got our pulley. Thermal plates. I'm not sure if we ported the blower or not, but this thing's gonna freaking rip. Classic muscle car. With one of my favorite power plants. That gum, that matches the template pretty darn good there, brother. That looks pretty freaking sweet. Now, you guys might have seen this before. I personally have not. I think this is so freaking cool because if you're trying to figure out, I guess, your offset and, well, what you can stick in and where, that is a pretty neat little tool. Jeez, man. She's going to be a monster. 14-inch freaking bears. Wow. All right, Tom's a little nervous here. This is a one-time bend only here. It's okay. Look, hey, if we mess it up, we're going to make it work here. It's going to be fine. That looks pretty freaking sweet. Yeah, man. That looks really good.
Okay, so now we want to go
And
90.
just take this guy down
That's
to the
gonna
end,
go down.
and then another 90. Yep. That's a pretty nice piece. And that's just a nice little touch up there.
We'll
No
strip
biggie at all. That is going to make a huge difference in aesthetics right there, for sure. Now we're talking about putting a dimple die in there, and I was actually thinking, you know what the perfect size dimple die would be? Beer holder size. Right there.
Sounds good.
It's got a big killer. Let the car down a little bit more, George.
Alright, I will, as long as you don't call the car.
Dude, that's gonna look killer.
Like it?
That looks great. Got some little things we got to tweak, but man, I love it. Looks good, man. So far, so good.
So we just changed the tooth count on this. You need to adjust your speedo, right?
I should just be able to do that in the tune.
That's the easy way.
It is the easy way. I like that idea. All right, so we're tearing this thing apart just to be 100% sure that it was not damaged as well. It would really suck to put this all back together and find out that that thing still had some sort of issue with it. So we just want to make sure that this is going to be totally good, totally okay, when we really start to put the wood to it. Now, one thing I wanted to mention here, people were all saying, oh, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do that? Well, guys, do bear in mind, we cannot dyno the vehicle as it is right now with this transfer case. So we were looking to go to the NP261 at the very least for dynoing and being able to go back and forth. Now, I just left at 4,500 RPM, okay, and we were hoping to get a little bit of wheel speed or wheel spin, but it, well, didn't. If it's going to break on that, it's not going to be able to handle leaving it 5-10 pounds of boost, etc. Yeah, it's a little nuts.
So found a puller. It was on the bottom of the table. Just flip the transfer case over.
All right. Chain looks good.
Ooh, look how shiny.
Yeah, actually, let's take a look at that real quick here. Actually, no.
No, it's
that's
casting.
a casting, yeah.
See, my hands are too dirty to touch it.
It looks really good, actually. That's so much more simple inside than I kind of expected. Now, as you know, this is totally not my realm whatsoever. I am
Not really mine either.
well, Laz's got a big off-road background, and you happen to know a whole bunch of stuff. And you know, when we're talking different rear ends and so on and so forth, it's just never been something that's actually sunk in with me.
So this is our open diff. So I can hold the front shaft and spin it. Now, can we pull this apart and load it like an open diff?
It'd be interesting to find out. I really do kind of want to look into that. That would be a true all-wheel drive all the time.
But it's still going to ruin you on corners.
It would. Yeah, it would. So when you guys are going through the apex of a turn, the wheels do turn at a different rate. You know, the outer wheels move faster than the inner wheels. We do want to be able to keep it unbound. But again, since we welded the diff, that binds it up pretty good. Hence makes it pretty good for drifting because you want to be able to slide through.
You can see the reverse rotation. No metal shavings or anything.
Yeah. So I guess mainly the shock of the trans is really what we're probably going to be fighting. Now, I guess I could have feathered the clutch a little bit more, but that's not going to give the result of what we wanted either.
Your location. You were spinning good on asphalt and then hit concrete patch.
But I mean, we still broke it on the asphalt though, on the next go around. I mean, it could have been when the tires got a little hotter, and we didn't set them to absolute kill either. I mean, dude, we had the tires that I think they're probably like 32 or something like that. We didn't have them on.
George put them at 27.
Oh, did he? Well, maybe they were a little more on kill than I thought. Well, so the good news is, though, that we look pretty good. Well, at the moment, we can't really do much of anything because we don't have a trans here. But we got a couple other things that we're going to install that we've been trying to get done for quite a while. So, guys, stick with us on that. Thanks for watching. God bless you. We'll see you next time.